Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm sad right now because this is probably the last time I'm going to drive my 78 Dodge Monaco for the season. So I'm doing a little season end review here. It is Saturday, November 16th right now, and I just don't see the weather either getting any better or staying the same here in the 2-week forecast. So I drove it home last night from work, and now I'm just driving it back here and getting in the final drive of the season before we take a short little vacation here from work, and the weather as well. The weather doesn't look very nice here coming up. So just a little backstory here. I bought this Monaco for $1,000. I bought it for $1,000. It is fantastic. I'll show you the actual interior here. So $1,000 for this Monaco. I did have to get some of the, and don't mind the dirt right there just from getting in and out, but I did have to get the mouse smell out of here and detail the interior a little bit. But as my girlfriend is... There we go, she got it. But as she is getting the trunk closed here, I did have to get the mouse smell, do a little paint correction, which you will see when we get to my final destination here. But overall, it's really nice. It starts right up. The heater works great. I just, had to do some minor things to it. And yes, there's some wear marks on it and whatnot. But, I just had to do some minor work to it on the interior here. But really, it's a pretty sweet ride. And the interior is in great shape. And the radio works great. I can get, all basically 2 channels, old country, and some pretty sweet Wisconsin sports radio, so I can't complain about that. Otherwise, it's been a great vehicle for me. I guess I really haven't had it very long, but in all, with the rims and the exhaust and the little bit of engine tune-up and the labor, that cost about $3,000. So the car was $1,000, and add on that $3,000, and I've got $4,000 into this vehicle in total. Not bad for a cool classic car. The only thing on the exterior that needs to be done with this vehicle is the rear bumper. And if that's really the only thing that needs to be done with it for being a 78 with 72,000 miles, that's really, really not that bad. But we're going to get it on the road here and get my thoughts, get my girlfriend's thoughts. One thing that we both love about the Monaco is the fact that it's like driving a boat when you're in it. And one thing we both don't love, as both my girlfriend and I have driven this car, the steering is so loose, and it's a typical Monaco old car vehicle thing. It's just not with this Monaco. But the steering is so loose that you can be, you could be in the center of the lane, and then in a split second, if you're looking like, let's just say I'm looking at the camera or looking at that big buck that just ran in front of me, holy smokes. Woo! That was a beauty. Beautiful. Sidetrack. So just right there, I was over in the left part of the lane or the right part of the lane. It tends to drift a little bit, and that could be because I do have these larger rims on. I've got 245s up front that are 8 inches, and then I've got 9.5 275s on the rear, so I could tramline a little bit. But the Monaco does have good brakes, thankfully, as I just had a deer jump in front of me. But overall, it's a joy to drive. It's a boat. It floats. The seats are honestly probably some more of the comfortable seats that I've sat in. Now, granted, you don't get any heated or cooled seats in this or any lumbar, but it's like sitting on an old couch. It's like going to your grandparents' house or your parents' house if you have older parents, and their couch is really soft and sprung and just super nice. So that's kind of what it's like. And honestly, I like the cloth more than almost a little bit more breathability in the cloth seats in this. But now as we get off of the highway here and get onto a back road, I'll have to kind of put it in a lower gear. Give her the cobs. There's nothing fast about the Monaco with the 318 engine in it. There's really nothing fast. You're looking at, I think, around 175 horsepower and closer to 300 pound-feet of torque, if I'm not mistaken here. But it's enough. It does what it needs to do for the car. It's pretty fun. Alexa, do you enjoy riding in this vehicle?
I do. I love it.
Taking it for drives.
It's fun.
Yeah, that's exactly what this car needs to be, as a weekend cruiser. Something you can take out for a little drive and just have some fun in. This does not need to be a speed demon by any means, as that's not what it was designed for, even with the 440 engine option that this came with. Overall, though, our I guess our season review, which has only been since October, the beginning of October, has been good. The car has been great. It's in great shape. It's just a perfect cruiser. The driving dynamics are a boat. You know, your suspension is very softly sprung on this vehicle, and it's big too. That's one thing. You have a long nose in front of you that makes you actually feel a little bit safer than most vehicles that you're in, and you can't really see the tail of the vehicle very well, but you do realize that you're driving a boat. I think the overall dimensions, this vehicle is 216 inches long, which is ginormous. You're looking at Mercedes S-Class territory with the size of this vehicle, which is just crazy. Oh man. And it weighs a lot too. There's no getting around that. This is a heavy vehicle. But overall, great car. I don't really have much to report on the reliability of it because I haven't had it for too long, but it's a great car to add to the collection. I got a really good deal on mine, but you can find, decent deals for these in the $5,000 to $10,000 range that are in decent condition, like mine. And we're both really impressed with the vehicle. It's a ton of fun just to kind of go back into the old days and forget your worries of today and kind of float around in a boat. So with that being said, we're going to rejoin here once we park this, and I want to show you the awesome avocado green exterior of the vehicle. Here is the exterior of my beautiful Monaco, in like a green avocado-ish color with the green roof, which the roof is in awesome condition. You can see there's a little bubbling and a little rust right there and a little bubbling, but really not too bad. You could see right there is where I need to fix the rust or fix the bumper. I need a new bumper for this, which would be ideal. There's a little bit right there. Now, one thing I don't like is that these tires are so wide that they're chipping up the paint down below, because these tires are just so wide. So I don't really appreciate that much, but they do look cool, which is pretty sweet. Otherwise, really not too much wrong with the car. There's a little scratch right there, and otherwise everything else looks pretty good. So again, for $1,000, I mean, you really can't go wrong with it. The front looks exceptional on it, and the 318 sits underneath the engine, or underneath the hood, and it's a nice engine. I don't really need to show it. There's nothing really too special about it here, but the Monaco looks good. The Monaco lives. I'm very impressed with it. But as a first collector classic car for me, I have to say I'm very impressed with it. I like it. She likes it. and that's really all that matters. So it's great to drive around, and I just love the classic shape of it. It's a very similar to the Charger or Challenger, the current Charger Challenger, where it has that little uptick in the rear of the vehicle, and it's just so wide, and it really kind of has that well, it is a classic. It has that classic look that one would want, especially from the side, you know, when they're looking for a Dodge. And it kind of brings me back to where I'm at right now with my 300 and my Challenger that I have. So with that being said, guys, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the spring when we take this baby out of storage.